I had to do it for my special education teachers. In this video, I'm going to show you 7 ways, my top 7 ways special education teachers can use AI to make your life easy. Let's go. Let's head on over to app.schoolsite.ai. Once you're here, let's go ahead and create a new thread. Before we do that, you can take a look and see that we've created other threads, and I like to organize them by student name. You can organize them however you like, student name, date, topic, subject, whatever it is, go ahead and do that. Let's call this LJ. Hit submit, and now you have a new thread. If you have a change of heart, don't worry. You click the 3 dots, you can delete the thread, or you can edit that thread name. We're going to go with EJ. Now, I told you earlier, these are my top 7 ways that special education teachers can use AI. Let's go ahead and jump into the first way. And the first way is using Sophia, that's our conversational chatbot, as a thought partner. You might hear so many people say use AI as a tool, whatever, that's fine. I get it, I understand it. But my approach, I think you should use Sophia and other AI platforms that you're using as a thought partner. And that changes from a tool, which is transactional, to a thought partner, where you can have a dialogue, you can have conversations, you can tell your partner, hey, this is what I like, this is what I don't like. And as you start to learn how your partner performs, and as you start to learn how your partner responds to you, you can adapt your prompts to get the best output as well. Now, I'm going to show you 3 different ways that you can use Sophia to be a thought partner. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to shift from deficit-based language to strength-based language. We're going to use Sophia to do that. So I went ahead and I put in the prompt. And the prompt is rewrite the following statement in strength-based language. And it's just a statement. John struggles with reading comprehension and avoids tasks. Focus on John's persistence and strategies that help him engage. And then it'll take Sophia a few seconds to run, and in a few seconds, she'll return back the output for us. And just like that, Sophia gives us a shift in language from deficit-based language to strength-based language. Importantly, Sophia doesn't say, hey, it's all strengths and ignores challenges. Sophia is balanced in her approach. John demonstrates notable persistence when provided with appropriate reading, comprehension strategies, showcasing his emerging skills in this area. I like how they use the word, how Sophia uses the word emerging skills. When supported with specific techniques, he responds positively and engages effectively with reading tasks. All right, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but you can pause and read. It goes on to provide key strengths and support conditions, things such as demonstrates persistence with appropriate reading, comprehension strategies, responds positively to targeted support and specific techniques. Cool. Now, once you read through it, if you like it, copy that and paste wherever you like. The next way to use Sophia as a thought partner, let's look at how we can support collaboration with general education teachers. And for this prompt, we're going to say, Sophia, draft 5 quick strategies a special educator can suggest to a 5th grade general education teacher for supporting a student with autism during whole group instruction. And we want to get 5 quick strategies that we can use to support our general education teachers. All right, it gives us a nice header, and then it gives us those 5 strategies. Number 1, visual schedules and supports. Then each section gives us 3 bullet points, the implementation, which is good so that we actually know how to implement, the expected benefits, and then monitoring for effectiveness, which is cool. Love it. Then it gives us pre-teaching key vocab, strategic seating, and environmental modifications. I know as a psychologist, I'm always making strategic seating, proximity control, environmental modifications. So these are pretty good strategies. I like this one, visual augmentation of instruction. Then number 5, one of my absolute favorites, check in and check out. Again, read through, double check. If you like this, go ahead and copy it and then paste wherever you like. And then the third way that we can use Sophia as a thought partner is to support life skills and transitions. And so you can use this prompt. All prompts will be in the description below. Sophia, create a transition plan outline for a high school student with a mild intellectual disability who wants to work in retail after graduation. Here's what you're going to include: employment, independent living, and community participation goals. And so we see Sophia is generating that response. And we'll give Sophia just a few seconds to run. And you can add as much context to this, include different things, not just employment, independent living. If it's a goal, if it's something that you want, go ahead, tell Sophia to do it, and she'll add that for you. And in just a few seconds, you see that Sophia has run a pretty good transition plan with employment prep goals, specific skill development targets, potential work experience, job coaching needs. It's pretty solid. Then it gives us those annual goals by the end of ninth grade, end of 10th, 11th, and 12th. And then I like this for the 12th grade. The student will be employed part-time in a retail setting with ongoing job coaching and support. It says the parties responsible, a timeline, the assessment method. Then it gives some independent living skills development, financial literacy. Love that. Big fan. Transportation training, home management, self-care objectives, then more annual goals for that. It gives community participation goals. These are actually really solid. And then if you wanted to tweak this, you could say simplify. You could say, hey, let's put this on the table. You could copy it and then paste wherever you like. As always, double, triple check the outputs. Once you love it, copy it, then you're good to go. Second way special education teachers can use AI is parent communication. Now, with parent communication, you can use AI to help you draft clear, positive, jargon-free communications to keep families informed and engaged. Here's one thing that I like. We're actually going to go to Studio Writer, which is one of our newer features. And you can do things like create reports, create behavior intervention plans, or you can create communications such as a parent-friendly letter. So we're just going to title this for Johnny. You can title it whatever you want. I'm going to create that. We're going to click Studio Writer. All right, boom, got that. We're going to click Add Section. Then we're going to say Letter Home. And then click Create. Now, that's going to open up into a section. Once you have those sections open, you can go to Tools. Once you're inside of the tools, you're going to go to Search. And just for all my special education teachers, you can search by role and click Special Education Teacher. And then we have a ton of tools designed just for special educators. IEP Summarizer, IEP Jargon Interpreter, IEP Goal Generator, Translator Tool, Accommodations Generator, Present Levels Generator. I mean, we have a lot of different tools here for you that you can play with. But for this video, we're gonna go to the parent letter. So just type in parent, then you see our parent-friendly translator. We want the friendly letter home. And if you have something that PDF, you can upload that. But I want to input the text. And then we're gonna paste in the prompt. Now this one says, write a parent update explaining a child's progress on reading comprehension and fluency. They have been working really hard, staying during lunch, and has even set their own personal goal. Then we're going to create that friendly letter home. It'll take a few seconds to run. What I really like about the Studio Writer thread, you can add as many sections here as you like, and then it gives you an actual email format. My favorite part about the Studio Writer, it's an editor. And so you can come in, you can edit. I just deleted that. You can change the font size, you can bold, italicize. It's a legit editor. And so you would come in, update if you didn't have the student's name. Ideally you did. Dear parent, I'm writing to share the excellent progress Johnny has made in reading comprehension and fluency. You will read through the letter, edit how you like, add your information, but why stop there? We also add in the ability for a phone call script. So not only can you send the email home, but you can also draft a phone call to call to your parents as well. Add it, modify it however you like. And then once you're ready, go to preview. You'll be able to see the entire email and letter. You can click that copy for Word or Google Docs, or you can export this. You can export to Word doc. We'll have the ability to export to some other features, including to send to Google Docs here shortly. But that's it. That's how you write a parent letter home using AI. The next way you're going to use AI as a special education teacher is to help you with IP goals and objectives, as well as accommodations and modifications. Let's get into it. Okay, so this one is really straightforward. You can come to our IP goals. We have tools here in Studio Writer, or you can just have a conversation with Sophia. We're going to do this the straightforward way because I really want you to get into a habit of just having a conversation with Sophia. And so we're going to give Sophia an academic goal and then a behavior goal that we want to write. The first one is IEP goal with short-term objectives for a kid with a specific learning disability and reading fluency. And then the other goal is a behavior self-regulation goal with a kid identified with ADHD who struggles with self-regulation. And then we also say for each academic and behavior goal that we want objectives for each one. And in a matter of seconds, Sophia gives us a goal for reading fluency, the annual IEP goal for a third grade student with SLD and reading fluency is by the end of the academic year, the student will read grade level passages with 90% accuracy and an appropriate rate as defined by grade level benchmarks on 4 out of 5 trials as measured by curriculum-based assessments. Then it gives the short-term objectives. By the end of the first quarter, the student will identify and read aloud with 80% accuracy a list of 20 grade level sight words in 4 out of 5 trials as measured by weekly assessments. You can pause to read through each one, but then if you like them, you can keep on going to the next one. Then we take a look at the behavior IEP goal for self-regulation. By the end of the academic year, the student will remain in class during non-preferred tasks for the duration of the activity, as defined by classroom expectations, using appropriate coping strategies independently on 4 out of 5 occasions as measured by teacher reports and observation. It gives us those 3 objectives. The first one, by the end of the first quarter, when presented with a non-preferred task, the student will identify at least 2 appropriate coping strategies. Example given, deep breathing or visualization with 90% accuracy on 4 out of 5 trials as measured by teacher observation and student self-report. If you like this, copy, paste where you like. Now, let's say that you wanted some accommodations, modifications for this student. You can simply say, now give me 5 accommodations and modifications for this student. Make them specific to their IEP goals and objectives. All right. And what it's going to do is going to pull that recent history from what we just did with the IEP goals and objectives for the academic and the behavior. We'll give that a few seconds to run. All right. And in just a few seconds, we see that Sophia has given us some modified reading assignments with visual support. It gives us a description, provide the student with modified reading assignments that include visual support such as graphic organizers, absolutely one of my favorites, pictures or diagrams to enhance comprehension. The reading material will be presented at a lower reading level, but still aligned with the grade level content. And then it talks about addressing IEP goals, the implementation of it, measuring effectiveness, and material resources. And then it gives a coping strategy checklist, preferential seating and breaks, assistive technology for reading, then modify assessments with extra time. Now, if you wanted to really break this down by modifications, then break it down by accommodations, you'll go back in and really get clear with Sophia. Say, hey, give me a list. And I think we just said, hey, give me a list of accommodations. But then if I wanted to go in and be, hey, let's be very clear on the modifications, that's where prompt engineering really comes in. And I think prompt engineering is way too complicated. So it's just how you communicate with Sophia or any model for that matter. All right. So get in there, give that a try. The next way you're going to use AI is for progress monitoring. That's right. And we actually have a tool for that. So we're going to jump back over to the studio writer. We're going to go back into the parent friendly letter. We're actually going to change this. We're just going to do edit, and then we're going to call this special education demo. Again, you can call this whatever you like. Now, we have our letter home. We're going to add another section. And this is just a cool way to show how we can keep everything together. We're going to call this one progress monitoring, create. So now we have that section for progress monitoring added. We're going to go to tools, and then we're going to search in the toolbox for progress monitoring. And we have a progress monitoring tool. Now you can upload data, uh, CBMs, whatever here through a PDF, or if you have it as text input, which I do, you can click text input and then just paste in. And the prompt that I give is create a simple progress monitoring checklist for a second grader working on improving peer interactions during group activities. Include frequency and quality of interactions. And then we're going to click create progress monitoring report. It'll take a few seconds and we'll let that run. All right. And just like that, it actually gave us a really cool progress monitoring checklist. It's more like a table, but hey, that's pretty cool. Now, our progress monitoring, this tool really does a good job creating tables. And so if I wanted to come back in, I would delete that. And now we have a table. If I really, really wanted that checklist, I would go back out to conversations. I'll put in that same prompt. And let's just for kicks and giggles see the difference. Now with the tool, it does really good with tables. We wanted checklists, so we're going to go to conversations. And then what we can do, we can take what's here in conversations. And this one gave us, all right, progress monitoring checklist. It gives us boom, boom, boom. And this one actually includes the interaction types, some instructions, checklist. So it's doing okay. If you wanted to copy this, you could click that copy button. I always like to just be sure, the copy. And then we're going to go back to the studio writer, back into our demo, back into progress monitoring. We have that there. Just click in, then we're going to paste. Boom, there we go. And now I can edit in, I can type here. All right. So there you go. It gets you a good bit of the way there. All right. And let me make that bigger. You can come in, edit, modify, however you like. Coming in at number 6, how you can use AI is lesson plan adaptation. So AI can help you differentiate instruction by modifying existing lesson plans to help meet the needs of your students. So we're going to go back to conversations. We're going to paste in this prompt. And this prompt says adapt the lesson plan for diverse learners. Adapt the sixth grade math lesson on fractions to include modifications for students with varying learning needs, including those with dyscalculia. We'll give that a few seconds to generate that response, and then we'll get a pretty nice lesson. If you have PDFs or if you have text of the full lesson, you could even paste that in and you'll get the full lesson there. All right. And in a few seconds, here's the comprehensive sixth grade math lesson plan on fractions. It gives us those learner objectives, understand the concept of fractions and their representation on a number line. You can see some of the standards here. I'm not a special education teacher, so I think those are standards. It gives us the multimodal instruction, visual introduction, auditory. All right, cool. It gives us instructional procedure, modifications for students with dyscalculia. All right, this is where we start to get good. Then it gives some additional differentiation strategies, assessment options, required materials, preparation steps, follow-up activities. So this is actually really comprehensive if I wanted to copy this over to the Studio Writer to edit it. Just hit that copy button, go back to Studio Writer, go back to your thread. You can add in a section, and we'll call this Adapted Lessons. Click Create, and then just paste in. There you go. Now you can come in and edit inside as you like, just like that. That's how you use AI to adapt lessons. And then coming in number 7, last but certainly not least, I'm going to show you how to use AI for IEP meeting preparation. You can use AI, and we're going to navigate back to Conversations to generate resources that really can make all members of the IEP team felt seen, heard, especially parents, and to help them participate in a meaningful way. So I'm going to go ahead and paste in this prompt. And this just says create a resource to help parents prepare for an IEP meeting. Prepare a guide for parents to understand the IEP process, including what to expect during an IEP meeting and how to prepare questions or concerns. That's actually really good. And then you can even turn this into a PDF and share with your parents. So preparing for your child's IEP meeting, a parent's guide. The IEP meeting is a crucial step. All right, get some background information, understanding the IEP process goes, this is actually really good. It gives the purpose of the IEP meeting structure, participants, key components. Then you can go back and forth. You can add, you can tailor it, customize it to fit your specific needs. This is actually really good. And understanding your rights and procedural safeguards are the most important parts. Gives a timeline. Again, you can go back, edit, add in your specific timelines, and then to empower parents as equal team members. You can copy that. Let's put this in the Studio Writer. We're going to do this as the IEP meeting prep. Create. All right, then we're going to paste that in. And now we have it here where I can come in and I can edit it right there, y'all. That's it. And just like that, I have given you 7 ways that you, as a special education teacher, your special educator homies, can use AI in your work today. So head on over to School Psych AI. You can start a free trial. You can go to your department chair, say, hey, we need this to help us in our work. If I didn't share, my wife is a special education teacher, school leader. So shout out to her as well. There's that School Psych special educator connection. So give some of these tips and strategies a try. Make sure that you subscribe so that you never miss a video. Until next time, take care, everyone.